Well, greetings, drum corps fans everywhere, and welcome to July 1st, 2022, the kickoff to the 2022 4th of July weekend. So, yeah, first and foremost, I hope you all have a great 4th of July weekend. Be very safe, have a great time, and all that good stuff. And let's celebrate our wonderful, wonderful country. So, anyway, that aside, I'm going to run down my show recap notes here from the Flow Marching stream of the Muncie, Indiana show tonight. And really, I'm sorry you're going to just kind of see me reading off the pages here a bit. I'm wearing my favorite team colors at the moment. There are some shows I haven't seen yet, and nobody's really seen yet. But this is a Phantom Regiment hat. Got the good old chevron there on the bill of the cap. And this hat has an interesting little story behind it. I'll tell you real briefly here before getting into this stuff. So in 2011, I was at a show. It was just before finals week, and there was a rain thunderstorm break. So right before that break, basically, or during that break, I needed to get a hat because it was still raining a little bit. So I said, oh, let me go over to see who's got what. And I said, let me go over and see what Phantom Regiment has. So I did. I went over to check it out, and I bought this hat at that time. And then coming out of the rain break, the first corps to come on the field was the Phantom Regiment. And this was 2011, their Juliet show, and they knocked the place for a loop, including myself. They knocked me for a loop. I love that show. It was so cool. And I come out of that performance that night and thinking, oh my God, next week I'm going to see them 3 nights in a row in Indianapolis. And it just got better and better each time. So there you go. I wore this last year too at the celebration in Indianapolis for 3 nights, supporting Phantom. So there you go. And we're going to be wearing it when we see them this year because I think they're going to have my favorite show this year. That's my hunch. But anyway, that aside, let's just run down the list here of the shows and who we saw. First, read on the Colts. Their show is called The Silk Road. Nice opening statement. They definitely have some blanks in the ranks tonight. I'm told it's because they're in quarantine. Basically, the guard looked very nice on all flags. They did a little bit of a feature, and they were all pretty together considering this early season date of July 1st. So overall, though, blanks aside and all that, the corps does look a bit smaller than a full-size corps. So we'll see once they fill in those blanks if that is the case, or if they have 165 full. I'm thinking they don't. But anyway, that aside, they still show a very strong early season corps. Not bad for them. Nice individual brass features, sections like low brass and then high brass, and they kind of trade back and forth a little bit. And also good individual solo work, I noticed. Again, most of my comments are music related, guys. That's kind of my wheelhouse. That's where I come from. I played brass, basically, trumpet, soprano horn when I was in drum corps, so all that kind of stuff. So if you're more of a visual or guard person, it's going to be a little tough for you, these recaps. But anyway, so the guard was, not as solid on the rifle toss. So they did like a simultaneous rifle toss, and that didn't go as well as the flag toss, but still not too bad. And a really great tuba soloist, very talented. Lots of fun to listen to. Visually, the corps kind of stays conservatively to the front part of the field. They don't really spread out very much. Field coverage is a little not that much. Overall, good energy. I really like the music they've chosen. It's energetic by nature, suspenseful, and be interesting to see how it progresses. So here we go with the Crossman, a Mobius trip, and as promised the other night, which was quite unique, is they started the show from a different spot that they started the previous night over in Detroit, the season kickoff. So very interesting to see that concept come to life. Different, interesting, no doubt. I don't think anyone has ever done that before, to my knowledge, at least in the drum corps world. So yeah, they were definitely more on the ball tonight. Again, first show jitters probably had something to do with it, but I have to say they do look younger. So because they are kind of taking on something a little different, and they are younger, the brass line is certainly their bread and butter. They definitely make some great moments in the show. The trio in the ballad, I believe it's Mello, Barry, and trumpet player, sounded way better tonight than they did on Tuesday night. Very good job with that. And I don't know, being younger and being where they are, I don't know if the design is strong enough to to keep them in the top 12, but we'll see. I'm sure they can hang on to that, but it'd be interesting to see. There could be a little bit of a battle there for them to stay in the top 12. We'll have to see how the other corps in that cluster kind of shape up as the year goes along. Next notes are for the Phantom Regiment. So again, so far my favorite show this year. So we'll see how that all goes. Again, there's a few corps I haven't seen yet, but No Walk Too Far, name of the show. Super opening in the brass, just like the other night, and the soloist is Money. Really great, talented player. Great rifle toss during the silent part of music, so it's kind of a big chord, silent moment, big rifle toss, and then on the catch, another big brass moment. So very cool. Actually, what was the end of the opener was amazing. Great energy again tonight. The crowd ate it up, and I think that's the key with Phantom, right? I think the key with them, and really is with a lot of corps, but really with them, if you look at their history of performing, is they have to get the crowd in the palm of their hand from the beginning. If they do that, a la 2003, 2008, last year, right? That is just, it just gets better and better and better each passing minute with their shows. So I think, that with the way this show is written right now and being performed, they already have the crowd in the palm of their hands right from the beginning. So hopefully that's the case, and it pushes them and keeps pushing them forward. So actually there is kind of an awkward music moment at the end of the second movement of the show, and it goes into the ballad. I'm sure that's just a transition thing. They'll probably do some rewrites for that, if I had to guess. There are some great guard moments in the ballad, and again, solo brass work in the ballad is very good. Huge extended note at the end of the ballad, got everyone on their feet pretty much. And talk about everyone on their feet. By the end of the show, I think at least the last 10 seconds of the show, they had everyone on their feet for a standing ovation to bring them to a rousing finish. So doing great things there, and yeah, it's going to be fun to watch that one grow and grow as the time goes. So Blue Stars was next. Show is called Of War and Peace, and you know what? A much better read on this show tonight than the other night. It was more clean and clear to listen to for some reason. They have an insane baritone soloist, so definitely listen out for that one. Real good field coverage too, several times. They're stretched from side 1 20-yard line all the way to side 2 10-yard line. I mean, they're really stretched out. It's quite impressive, and then there's another great duet brass moment between a bari and a trumpet. But again, the bari really stands out as the all-star there. There's a great flag work throughout, and towards the end of the, I think it's toward the end of the ballad is where the flags and brass really make a nice statement, the two of them together. And then, yeah, again, I can't say it enough, but this one actually has the potential to grow on me a little bit, believe it or not. I did not think that the other night, but this one could grow on me. Okay, let's keep rolling here, folks. We got to keep it moving along. Cavaliers, Signs of the Times. Okay, what really stood out tonight was, maybe it's just the video coverage, was the mallet section down there in the pit. Very strong. It's kind of a trademark of the Cavaliers, if you think about it, right? There's so many shows, even in recent history, that their pit is just really something. So they were fun to listen to. Very technical brass moments in this show, and they build musically nice, very well. In the ballad, the jam session toward the end of the show was pretty cool. Every section there had a chance to really shine there, be it guard or pit or brass line or drum line. I don't get the gist of the show, and I definitely don't get the flow yet. So I don't know, maybe it's just not my cup of tea, or maybe they have a lot of work to do to smooth out transitions, but it just doesn't, I just don't get the overall vibe of the show at this moment. So last on was Crown, right here, right now. Right in the beginning there, they do kind of a pre-show of very loud narration. It's pretty long too. Hopefully they can try to find a way to kind of tweak that a little bit, because I think it's just, even though it's pre-show, it's pretty long. And then pretty much they're spread out all over the field at the beginning, and they got a huge guard and brass impact right out of the gates. And yeah, quite something. Very confident corps, very talented corps. Music feels a little disjointed in parts compared to other Crown shows. But yeah, we will see this one as it develops. They are a powerhouse. They will be in the top ranks to challenge for the title. So that's it, folks. I gotta kind of keep things moving because of a new channel. I only have a time limit of certain minutes on the videos that I can upload. Again, thanks for hanging by. We're going to be doing more recaps over the weekend. There's lots of shows on Flow Marching. We'll be watching those, and we'll be recapping all of those as they happen. So thank you very much. Have a good one, folks.